The Professional Bowlers Tour Tip of the Week is brought to you by Old Spice. Its subtle masculine fragrance is a classic scent of the American male.
This week we start a 3-week mini-series designed especially for the women. The first tip involves a mistake I see the women make most often, and that is bending too far forward at the waist, allowing their shoulders to go too far forward on their way to the foul line. What this causes is a weak, ineffective strike ball, dumping at the line, and often very sore hands. To remedy this problem that women have, keep your shoulders back, especially at the setup area. Keep your hand underneath the ball, supporting the weight of the ball in the palm of your hand, and go ahead and make a good, clean shot. Remember and practice part 1 of our 3-week mini-series. Keep those shoulders back and that hand underneath the ball.
The all-time greats. And this is one of the most beautiful bowling establishments anywhere, believe me. Kendall Lanes, with a great name, Don Carter, topping it all. And here you see how the qualifying rounds and match play went.
18-game qualifying round, Ozio had the lead. Then Marshall Holman turned red hot in the finals, the 24-game match finals, and was never headed as he led by an almost insurmountable margin of 200 pins or better. So obviously Holman is red hot, and next week we go over and see Raffy carry on at the Florida tournament over there in Venice, Florida, just south of Sarasota, co-sponsored by the Bowlers Journal magazine. And Chris, a lot of bowlers from this area are going over there for the Pro-Am also on Tuesday.
Why not? Stay in the South and get the sun. Pete Weber, we told you where he finished earlier. 220 is his average, and he is in the lead over Del Ballard, Dave Ferraro. Average on this championship pair, that's as high as it comes, Bo, 240, and then the average on the championship pair by the field, 228.
But unfortunately today, the players have only averaged 208 through the first 4 games. Walter Ray Williams defeating 2 opponents, Del Ballard and Mike Albee. But here's where the action is going to pick up. Right now, Williams has the hot hand, he's loose, but he's going against a determined man, David Ozio, who is the defending champion of this tournament. Walter Ray Williams up first. Obviously, Ozio, the higher of the 2 finishers, has the option of either starting or finishing. He wants Walter Ray to start.
I would like to take that decision back, because you get this man on a roll, and he is tough to eliminate. But David Ozio, who in 10 years on the tour has won 3 titles, and of course one of the 3 right here a year ago. Great concentration, 32, 5'11", 170 pounds. Just didn't come up, and he left the 2-pin.
David Ozio, who won his first PBA title by defeating Steve Gilgem in the St. Louis tournament 2 years back, has just a beautiful style, has that cupped wrist, a good long slide, good high follow through. One of the great players in the PBA Tour today, as he ends up with an easy spare of the 2-pin, first frame.
This is David's 12th match ever on television, and he has had quite a record, 8 victories and only 3 losses.
Quickly up.
Vidor, Texas, near Beaumont.
And only 20 miles from the Louisiana border near the Gulf of Mexico. He's up with his strike ball on the left lane.
And it worked.
Ozio up just has a beautiful style as you watch that ball swing very close to his left leg. Good long follow through. The big snap at the back end just sets those pins dancing on the pin deck area. Now Walter Ray Williams to take the lead with a strike.
Really grooved. Walter Ray, who won the first match over Del Ballard, 228 to 161, then stopped Mike Albee, 226 to 217. Ballard winning 6,000 a day, Albee 7. Loser this match, 8,500, and then the final game, the next game, for $41,000, 27 to the winner, 14 to the loser. 3 in a row, Walter Ray Williams.
Personal Walter Ray Williams has the pair figured out. He's playing the same line on both lanes, using more speed on the left-hand lane. He looks to be in the driver's seat as you look at David Ozio. A stretch fingertip grip, has that glove on there to help support the ball and hold on to it. Needs this strike to stay close in the match.
Beautifully done. David Ozio, whom we asked what this tournament, especially since he's a defending champion, has meant to him.
Well, this tournament here is coming to the conclusion of an aspiring dream I've had all my life. It seems like before I started bowling, I've always wanted to bowl Marshall Holman in a title match. It seems like it's something that's always been like it's going to happen, and today it seems like it could be possible. And I've always had the dream of wanting to bowl him in the final match on TV in front of everybody and doing him in. And that's my dream. That's what I want to do.
And David, who wins that final match in your dream?
Of course I do. That would probably be the conclusion of a fantasy, and hopefully, God willing, it'll come true.
All right. He has evened things up with also 3 in a row. More of our semifinal match after this.
My 2 sweethearts, Lisa, my daughter Heather. I love you.
That was Ozio, and this is the man in his dream. Mr. Intensity, Marshall Holman, the tournament leader. And the winner of our semifinal game, Ozio and Williams, will meet Mr. Holman for the title. 3 in a row for Walter Ray Williams in his 3rd game of the day.
One of 7 children. Walter Ray Williams, world's horseshoe champion. All the children play horseshoe. His mom's a bowler too. 117 average as he goes for 4 in a row.
Tough break.
You know what, Chris? You know the difference. I think today, as you see the ball enter light in the pocket between the good scoring we saw like yesterday and today, is the players aren't carrying that off hit. He was slightly light on that hit yesterday. They were popping out to 10, popping out to 7. Not to be today. And I think it's just that little extra pressure of the Miller title and possibly the $1 million bonus if they can win all 3.
The tension exists here in our live telecast, and Bo, we didn't realize an establishment with so many people could get so quiet. It's unbearable, I would think, at times for the players.
A player really doesn't notice the sound. I think you're right, Chris. When it gets very quiet, it becomes unnatural in a bowling center.
Just another one of those natural swings by Walter Ray Williams. So now in 5 frames, he has 4 strikes. All right, David Ozio in 4 has 3 in a row, and now the 5th frame.
Walter Ray Williams, who doesn't watch his opponent, obviously he doesn't want to know what David Ozio is doing, and he doesn't even have the same style, so it's a good idea. The great Don Carter used to do that.
That high hit, leaving the 4-7.
David Ozio avoids the split. Watch the 10-pin. It's going to be standing, and boom, gets knocked out. Leaves the 4-7. Ozio quickly on the approach with a harder ball so he can cut down the amount of hook he's throwing, hopefully to convert the spare. Something obviously bothering him, something laying in the channel. By rules, you cannot throw a shot until everything's cleared out of the channel. That pin laying in the right-hand channel should have no effect, so why slow down the action?
Well done.
Now, if that pin had been in the left-hand channel where possibly the ball could have come in contact with it and affected the shot, then Ozio would have had to remove that pin. Otherwise, he would have been credited for 0 on that shot. Walter Ray Williams, all he's doing is concentrating on his game, not paying any attention to Ozio. 6th frame.
Come on, baby.
Here's a man who's a dedicated practicer, bowls every day. He and Steve Wunderlich, you can always find them at a bowling center somewhere. And no doubt he gets the perfect shot. Practice makes perfect. Excellent shot. Ozio trails by 1. Walter Ray can extend his lead to 11 pins with another strike here in the 6th.
The man that uses that body English after each shot at the line. It's fun to watch him give the extra lift, putting a hip into it.
What makes Walter so versatile, he can throw a spinner or a ball that spins down the lane on its side almost when the lanes are very dry. That's the type of shot you should use when the lanes are dry. Today the lanes are pretty oily, and he rolls it end over end. A great lesson to learn. You need both shots. Obviously, he's conquered the game.
Again, 3 in a row and a 21-pin lead now here in our semifinal game. More after this.